The Wikipedia user who wrote 27,796 articles in a language he didn't speak. Started in 2005, Scots Wikipedia is probably one of the biggest Scots language resources on the web. Supporters of Scotland and its language point to it as proof that Scots is a living, thriving language that deserves to be taken seriously. Scots only has very few remaining speakers however, and therefore, not all people have supported it. Some assumed that it was a joke and pushed for it to be taken down, and a spokesman for the Scottish Conservative Party went so far as to say this website appears to be a cheap attempt at creating a language. Simply taking an English word and giving it a Scots phonetic does not make it into a Scots word. Unfortunately, it would seem that these doom and gloom declarations were closer to the mark. As we know, anyone can edit Wikipedia. One of the people who decided to try their hand was a user named AG, driven by what appears to be a genuine desire to help Wikipedia expand into rarer languages. AG registered in 2013 and quickly became one of the most prolific editors in Scots Wikipedia, rising to the rank of main administrator. He created over 27,000 articles, almost a full third of the entire site's content, and helped make edits to thousands more pages. Just one problem: he didn't speak a single word of Scots. AG's MO was to take fully formed English sentences and use an online English-Scots dictionary to replace the English words with their Scots equivalents. He also ignored grammar and approximated a stereotypical Scottish accent for words without standardized spellings, essentially creating his own pseudo-Scots. This didn't go unnoticed, of course. Over the years, a few Scots speakers here or there would point out errors and make corrections. However, most of them chalked it up to the occasional mistake. It wouldn't be until 7 years later in 2020 when the other shoe dropped and people realized it was a site-wide problem. Cultural vandalism on a hitherto unprecedented scale. On the 25th of August 2020, a user on r/Scotland put up a post revealing the extent of the errors on Scots Wikipedia. The post quickly went viral, and was picked up by mainstream media outlets where it blew up, with many major outlets running headlines like "the hijacking of the Scots language" or "Wikipedia boy butchers Scots language." Immediately, Scots Wikipedia took a huge hit to its credibility. The attention also drew a flood of trolls, who vandalized the site with their own faux Scots. The entire wiki had to be locked down until the heat died down. More long-term however, the damage was significant. It was theorized that this would affect AI trained using Scots Wikipedia. Others discovered that AG's mangled Scots had made its way into dictionaries and even official government documents, potentially affecting Scots language preservation. Worse still, the concept of Scots as a separate language took a hit too, as many people saw AG's mangled translations and dismissed it as just English with a bunch of misspellings, not knowing any better. And speaking of AG, he was unfortunately the subject of much mockery and harassment online. AG was open about being neurodivergent, and self-identified as gay and as a furry. With the internet being the internet, you know exactly what happened next. Shortly after, he put out a statement: "Honestly, I don't mind if you revert all of my edits, delete my articles, and ban me from the wiki for good. I've already found out that my contributions have angered countless people, and to me that's all the devastation I can be given. After years of my thinking I was doing good, and yes, obsessively editing, I have OCD. I was only a 12-year-old kid when I started, and sometimes when you start something young, you can't see that the habit you've developed is unhealthy and unhelpful as you get older. I don't care about defending myself, I only want to stop being harassed on my social medias, and to stop my other friends who have nothing to do with the wiki from being harassed as well. Whether peace can be achieved by Skywiki being kept like it is or extensively reformed to wipe my influence from it makes no difference to me now that I know that I've done no good anyway." Some were sympathetic, noting that he had come in with good intentions. Others weren't, pointing out that he had plenty of opportunities to come clean, and that he hadn't stopped when the issues were pointed out earlier. Where are we now? In the immediate aftermath, the remaining users on Scots Wikipedia grappled with what course of action to take. A number of proposals were put forward: manually correct all of AG's dodgy translations, hire professionals to audit the site, roll back to an earlier version of the site, nuke the whole thing and start over. Eventually, users decided for a mixed approach. Pages that were entirely AG's work were deleted completely, while others that could be salvaged were either rolled back or corrected manually. A panel of volunteers stepped forward to put this into action, with 3,000 articles corrected in a single day. Even the Scots Language Centre got involved in the effort, dubbed the Big Wiki Rewrite. Today, the Scots Wiki has 40,449 articles, down from the 55,000 it had when this was uncovered. Corrections are an ongoing process, as users with good intentions continue to pop up on occasion, but on the whole, the wiki is much more linguistically accurate than it once was. As for AG, I'm not really sure what he's up to nowadays. His user page is blank, and his Twitter is long deleted. However, in an interview with Slate, he mentioned that he'd been given an open invitation to AG to return one day, but properly, this time.